That's all you have to say. Just fuck
Fuck
clowns.
clowns.
I've never had that like fear of clowns. I feel like a lot of people do, but
No, the original is what gave me a fear.
What's up, everybody? It's your buddy WolfmanPedro.
Oh, I can't roll down the window. It's
Oh, wait, what?
What's your name?
I just said it.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yes,
Sanna.
And this is JakeTheSnake.
And you actually went back on something you said earlier. We just got out of it.
Mhm.
We just
Fuck
watched.
clowns.
We just watched it.
So.
And oh my
fucking
god, I
good.
fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I just about peed my big girl panties.
You sure
couple
did.
times.
I think I was the one that
You
was
were-
like the least scared.
I was saying, like, as we were walking out of the theater, I got a little, like, not angry, but a little like, come on, man. I don't know what emotion to attach to that. Because I look over and Jake and I are like, oh shit! And I look
all
over at
curled
Sanna
over.
and she's fucking cool. She just has her hand on her chin like, interesting. This is how films are made. Look at the cinematography, it's gorgeous. I'm like, what the fuck?
When in all honesty, like, there were so many times where I'm like, he's coming. What the fuck? Your plan was to stay together and you leave?
Oh yeah. So as always, spoilers galore.
Yes.
I couldn't pee my big boy panties because my pee hole was contracted in fear.
And mine was
Yeah,
the beehole.
it was one of those, like, I like looked over at like one point, I don't remember when, but I see like you shake, I see Jake all curled up, I was like, those are some tight sphincters.
Yeah, Jake's all curled up, like, in the seat next to me, and I'm biting my hat, rocking in my seat, and again, I look over at Sanna, and she's like, look at the cinematography, the lighting is gorgeous, look at that character design, oh my goodness. But yeah, like, inside you're going, fucking run!
Yeah, it wasn't like bad, because like I said, like, I've never been scared like in a movie theater. I've always wanted that, and it's never happened.
I think that's just because you're, like, hurt inside.
Yeah, I'm so dead.
You are
to
dead
to the
inside.
point. And there were like definitely like some like jump scares and shit where I was just like, ah.
Yeah, just like, fuck.
Yeah, like I definitely jumped. Like the very first jump scare, I straight was like, fuck, and I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
angry that I jumped at
Yeah,
that.
so something for people to know, this movie isn't a jump scare movie. It is actually scary,
Yeah.
but they do have their jump scares. There's not that many of them. There's maybe, like, off the top of my head, I can think of like 4 or 5. But they work well.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
don't...
they always lead it into something. Like, it's never just jump scare, boo.
Yeah.
Like they lead it into an actual terrifying moment.
Well,
Yeah.
because it's normally like the jump scares, I would say, when you first see them. It is like what shows that kid's fear.
Yeah, exactly.
So like the first one that I like really noticed was like, you know, when I guess he's homeschooled is what they were saying. The homeschooled kid.
The homeschool kid? Yeah. Mike, I believe his name was.
Mike. When he's like riding his bike to like hide from the people, and then the door just pop, and like the entire movie, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Right? You're like,
Until
I don't
later on, they
understand.
explain that it's like his parents fucking died like trying to get to him in a fire, like, and that's what you see. You see like these scorched fucking hands going through doors, like reaching for him. And it's one of those, like, that's, like, where a lot of those jump scares, I think, are in the beginning when you're learning the kid's fears, which is a great way to utilize a fucking jump scare.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
just, like, for shits and giggles, but to, like, literally show you, like, here's the jump scare, and now you feel that fear that the kid is fucking fearing.
Yeah, like, that's what he's afraid of. And come to think of it, I can think of one scene, actually, where it's like one scene that has, like, 6 jump scares all at once, but it works well. And you see it in the trailer, kind of. They're going through this old film reel thing. Looking at all these still pictures. And there's a point, like, in the trailer, it just shows, oh, they're starting to see Pennywise's face. But, you know, he lives on fear. That's his, like, fucking meat and potatoes. That's what lets him live.
That's his life essence,
That's his life essence. And in the movie, that scene goes on, because they go, turn it off. And it just keeps going. Until eventually, you see him and the room blacks out. And then the next time the screen goes, you just see him outside of the screen with his like
the little
teeth and his hands all like "Rawr" and shit. And then anytime it goes dark, he gets somewhere different. but they're all trying to like turn the lights on, open up the garage door, so there's still like movement, and there's just enough light that he can't like completely get to them. But it's like 6 jump scares all at the same time, because it's like, boo, I'm here, and now boo, I'm here, now boo, I'm here. But it feels warranted. It doesn't feel cheap.
The part that got to me was right in the beginning. I have never seen a child mutilated on screen.
Yeah, they don't hold back in this movie.
I saw that and I was like,
yeah, I was like, I looked at both of these guys and I was like, damn, like, in the original Tim Curry, you just see him grab Georgie and he drags him into the sewer.
Yep.
In this one, you see him bite off Georgie's fucking arm, and you see like the gore on his arm and shit, and he's bleeding and everything. And I'm like, damn, he's a little kid.
He's screaming, trying to crawl away.
Yeah, and it's like this movie does not hold back any punches.
That's another thing that really actually impressed me though. Like the terror felt genuine.
Yeah.
yes.
Both in like actual terror points and in just the overall like scenes in the movie, in terms of like, well, I know it's rated R, but is it really rated R? Like, no, this is a fucking hard R film.
Yeah.
There's
They don't
like
hold
very
back
adult themes all over the place. Like there's a lot of very rapey undertones with the main girl Beverly.
I think in
Like-
the book,
I think in the book her dad like molests her and shit.
yeah, like he straight like rapes her, and I think she used to have friends, or something like that, or like there was a group, like he straight like fucking rapes like 12-year-old girls. Like it's so fucked.
Yeah, and thankfully, I will say this to any of you book connoisseurs, like, well, what about some of the really like infamous scenes? They don't have the scene where the main bully's getting a hand job from like his main peon who gets eaten. They don't have that scene. They don't have this
Which thing?
in the book. You know, like the main bully Henry.
Yes.
There's a scene in the book where he's getting jacked off by one of his friends.
Oh.
So I think it was supposed to show that he was actually gay, and his dad like beat him for being gay, and that's why he's the way that he is, or whatever. Like,
Right.
that wasn't in this. He was just a fucking evil, gnarly kid.
He was a psycho.
He was a fucking
He's a
psycho.
psychopath.
All the bullies they ever seem to portray in horror movies, slasher films, anything like that, they're all either very rapey, homicidal, or both.
Yeah. And this dude was just a psycho.
Yeah.
In all
Yeah.
fairness, he was just a psycho.
He was homicidal. Yep.
And yeah, they got rid of the most and the baby smothering scene wasn't in this movie.
I gotta read the book.
Yeah, it's fucked up, yo. And the
Stephen
most
King is hard to read though.
and
Like,
the
it kind of
mo-
goes on.
Yeah, I agree. But
That's
the
Stephen King.
most infamous scene in the book is not in this movie, and that is the sewer orgy. That is not in this movie.
What the fuck is going on in this
Well,
book?
after they kill quote unquote Pennywise in the book, all of the boys like just run a train on Beverly.
What?
Yeah, it's not like they don't rape her or anything. They're just all overcome with emotion or some shit, and they all lost their innocence due to this experience or some shit. Like,
It's
what
like,
matters is that
might as well double down.
yeah, what matters is that they all run the train on Beverly,
Jesus.
and thankfully that is not in this.
Yeah, they're like 12.
Yeah,
What the fuck, Stephen King? They're 12 years old. They might be a little older than that, but
Yeah.
I think that they're supposed to be like really
Oh
fucking
yeah, no, they're
young.
supposed to be
but
like 13 at the most.
yeah, but that's all book stuff. That's all book stuff. So
We're not talking about the
let's
book.
get back to the movie.
We'll do a book club one
Yeah.
day, maybe.
Maybe.
Not that book.
Let's go. Let's
Yes,
get
that
back.
book.
Let's get back to the movie, which again was phenomenal. And I have been
Dude,
pointing
the
like
acting was so good.
I have been pointing out like, oh, the cinematography. It's because it was actually really fucking good.
The
Oh, yeah.
movie is
All
really
the technical aspects of this movie were fucking brilliant. They used CG when they needed it, and above all else, oh, practical effects. Oh, practical effects.
There
They
was a
were-
lot of special effects, but they blended very well.
Yeah, there's a lot of happy blending in this movie in terms of effects, which made me
There's a
very
scene
happy.
I was reading after the end
Some
of the movie.
Yeah, some of the trivia I was too.
And it's like one of the first things on the trivia, like on IMDb, is that they talk about that there's a scene where you see, it's like in the very beginning of the movie when Pennywise is talking to Georgie or whatever.
Yeah.
And he crosses his eyes all fucking weird.
He does that throughout the whole movie.
Right, but I'm saying, like, it's really noticeable in the very first one where literally, like, one eye's looking up, the other eye's looking down.
He's like chameleoning his eyes.
Yeah, Pedro was looking up the trivia earlier.
He just did it.
He actually did.
He did that.
Because he was, like, the director was talking
Not a
with
technical effect.
Yeah, the directors were talking with him, like, yeah, this is what we want to do, talking to Bill, and he went, like, I can do that.
He's like, oh, by the way, I can do that. That's cool by me.
I can, yeah, like, I literally have the ability
if
to.
If you watch the movie, like, look out for that, because that's really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was an effect. It looks really natural, but I thought it was an effect just because it's so ridiculous.
It is really intense. It's not like a one eye cross. Like, it is an intense fucking cross.
Yeah, but nope, that's all him. Which
one thing that he was doing as well that really sold it for me, as he's talking to the kids, he is drooling. Like he looks hungry.
Yeah, I like that part too. Like it's like a little thing where it's like you notice it throughout the film, but you don't like pay attention to it till later, I think. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those like, it's a great fucking little detail of just like that's what he does.
Yeah, it just helps. It's like it's a very small detail, but it helps sell it.
Yes.
All right, so because we were already talking about him, let's talk about him more. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise.
So fucking
Oh my
good.
fucking god. All right, the biggest question to answer. Was he Tim Curry? No. He was not Tim Curry. He was very different, but very believable. He sold this fucking clown, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was insane.
Tim Curry was a homicidal clown. Bill Skarsgård was a monster.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had no logic. He had no reason. He was just hungry.
Yeah,
he just wanted them. He wanted to feed.
Yeah.
And yeah, he easily for me was the standout performance of the whole film. He was so fucking good.
Yeah.
But that being said, the kids who, when we went to go watch The Dark Tower, we shit on the kid actor because it was like, oh, there's always a stereotype of the kid actors not being able to do their jobs and they always suck and yada yada. These kids were fucking awesome.
They were so good.
All of them were so good.
They knew what the fuck they were doing, and they had good people to like help them out throughout the film.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's such a big thing for child actors is the fact that they're still so young that they're still learning the craft.
Yep.
Like to be a kid actor like must fucking suck, you know?
Oh yeah.
So you have to have people either like in the production team or like your director this and that, you know, to like help you out with that, or like other like adult actors to help you. And it's one of those everyone you can just tell that everyone took time with all their characters and they probably got the help that they needed when they were doing it, because it was fucking amazing.
Which there was a part at the start, the kid Billy, his character has very prominent stutter.
Yeah.
When he started out, I had trouble believing it was a natural stutter, but as it went on, it got more.
Yeah, I can agree with that, but I think it was just at the very, very beginning that you could hear his stutter. Like, he sounded like Professor Quill in Harry Potter, like that kind of unbelievable stutter.
Yeah.
But then as it went on, it became the next scene even, it was way more natural.
Yeah.
And it was amazingly
It must be really hard especially for him, where he has to have like the stutter as a character, and if he doesn't have a stutter in real life, like it must be really hard. But I think that especially throughout the film, like he gets so much better and it feels more natural. And that's the good thing about this movie, is that like as ridiculous and horrifying and crazy as it is, it feels natural.
This movie feels real.
That's why it's as scary as it is.
Exactly, because it like makes you feel uncomfortable to be alone later on.
Yeah.
Like fucking, I'm sure you felt the same way. Jake and I went to the bathroom, and it was like, I was sitting.
Oh, I took a gander around me for a second.
And I like walked in, and it's like I wasn't scared. Like I'm not scared to be alone or anything like that. But it is that uncomfortable feeling, because it's like that whole movie is all about like if you are alone, you will die.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just like you kind of like look around and it's silent and there's like a billion stalls and you're only
I'm gonna be up for
one.
at least a couple of hours tonight.
I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna like put on some SpongeBob or some Friends or something just to like de-escalate.
I find that really funny because I'm gonna probably go home and watch Game of Thrones.
Well, I mean, it's not a horror thing.
No, but I'm just saying that there's still a lot of gruesome death and shit in that. It ain't SpongeBob.
Nah.
Yeah, everything feels really natural.
Everything was so authentic. It was so fucking good.
It made you like pay attention to a lot of like little details.
Yep.
All right,
the
so
TVs are on and.
Because we're just kind of, I feel like we're starting to talk in circles a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just because it's just so fucking good.
Oh,
I kind of want to.
The first one we did, he talked in circles for a while.
Oh yeah, I kind of want to. I want to focus it a little bit more. So, something a little bit more personal. I have two questions. What was your favorite scare of the movie, and what was your favorite scene of the movie?
Definitely, we all float down here with the little kid.
For which? Favorite scare, favorite scene, or both?
Favorite scare.
You know, I would say
probably favorite scene.
That's
as well.
probably my favorite scene and my favorite scare. Like You'll Float Too. That one.
Yeah, that was easily my favorite. That was my favorite.
You float too, and his face
it
gets
just
fucking
starts
distorts,
decomposing and
you
shit.
see Pennywise coming up from the fucking
and
water,
and he's got his hand behind the kid like he's using him.
Yeah.
Like
he's
a
the puppet. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene as well. That's my favorite scare. It is not my favorite
I'm trying to think
scene
if there's
though.
another scene that I really like.
You know what my favorite scene in the movie was? Just because I think it felt so cathartic. It was at the very end when Pennywise has our main character Bill. He has him by the fucking throat. He's telling all the other kids, "I will take him and I'll take all of you, or
and then,
you can leave us alone, and you'll all live." And
Finn's character.
And Finn's character, our boy Finn Wolfhard. Oh, I love him.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, he has
so
this.
excited to see what else he does.
He had that monologue where he's like, "I fucking told you, Bill. I told you, man. Like,
This
You
was gonna
punched
you punched me in the face. You made me
dragged
walk
me-
through all this shit. You made me crawl down to these sewers, and now." Then he grabs a bat out of this fucking pile. "Now you're gonna have to make me kill this fucking clown." And
That was a great fucking scene.
Yeah, and then just like that scene where all of them, like, they're not scared
They're not
anymore.
Scared, yeah.
Yep.
That is a really good.
Yeah,
performance.
like, it felt, to me, it just felt like such a release. It felt so cathartic, so yes.
I like the scene right before that
Mhm.
when he's talking to Georgie again.
Oh yeah, and he does the.
He shoots him in the fucking head.
Yeah, it's
Just one of those like.
I
he
love-
has those moments of like, because it feels obviously like we were talking about that the movie feels real, so it's like he's sitting there fucking crying. He gets to fucking say his goodbyes in a way.
Yeah, he gets to
Yep.
say his goodbye to Georgie, like, even if he knows it isn't
It's
quote
not-
unquote real.
Yeah.
And whoever played Georgie.
Oh my
That
God,
kid is a
that
fucking
kid.
prodigy,
Holy shit! I want to know what that kid does.
right? That
Am I
kid.
dropping you off at Anthony's or
No,
at
home.
your mom. Okay, cool.
You could even come back to my house and I can drive you home, so we can all stay together.
Well, I have to work in the morning, yo.
It was just a suggestion.
Oh, we're not
As-
sleeping for a little
It's
while
one of those
tonight.
like as much as I want to. That's
It
not
was
what this
just a
podcast is about.
It was just a suggestion.
I know, and I appreciate
I'm
it,
gonna
but
be
I have
coming
to.
back
Yeah.
that way anyway, so I can drop Sanna off if nothing else. Okay, but back to the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, the kid. So actually, I'm gonna take it back. My favorite scene was actually the very beginning when
With
we first
Georgie and
meet
Pennywise?
Yeah. Oh, that
Because
scene
it
has
just-
so much tension.
Yeah, oh my
it
God.
made my skin crawl.
The minute that scene came, the minute he comes up, like,
And like you know it's coming too because we all saw the original one. We're
Yeah.
at least familiar with the.
Yeah.
Tim
I'm
Curry
familiar
feels
with
kind
the
of
book.
whimsical in that scene. Like, he's trying to.
Whereas Pennywise, he comes off as a monster who's trying to be a clown to lure this kid in.
And
Yeah.
the thing is, like, when you're watching that scene, like, Georgie knows that it's fucked.
Yeah, he knows something isn't right.
And
Yeah.
so he keeps saying, like, I can't talk to strangers, I have to go home, this and that. And it is one of those, like, he is trying to vex him in. And so he kind of starts to figure it out, like, what's
know what
gonna
else?
make this
Something's not
kid-
right here.
You know what else I liked about, just to get back to him, what else I liked about Bill's performance as Pennywise? Because he would do that clown thing. I'm Pennywise, but then he'd just have like that quick growl, that tone
Yeah.
drop.
There was one part where like they're talking about like popcorn and they're like
And he's
making
pop,
fun.
pop, 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 pop.
Yeah,
And you just
Pop,
see his
pop,
face
pop, pop,
slowly,
pop.
like the face of
Yeah.
the clown
Yeah.
slowly just morph into like this hungry fucking stare.
Morphs into the monster that he is.
And just the growl he accompanies it with too is just
it's so good. Just everyone in this movie was so fucking good.
Yeah, dude. There is not one bad performance in my opinion.
But yeah, you see the terror on Georgie's face as he hears.
You see the pain on his face when he gets his fucking arm bitten off. Like,
oh god, like you can
feel this kid's pain. I was like, whoever this kid is, I hope he's not eternally scarred from this movie.
Yep.
Because he needs to work more. This kid, please give him a regular childhood, and then when he gets older, let him come back, and hopefully he's just as good. Because this kid is so fucking good. Like, I mean, I love Stranger Things. I've only even seen like 2 episodes, and I love it.
Dude, you gotta finish it. It's
I have
so
to finish
good.
it.
I binged the shit out of it, and I'm so ready for season 2.
Yeah, and so I was ready for our boy Finn Wolfhard, who has the coolest name ever, to fucking be amazing in this, because I've seen him be amazing. So he didn't surprise me, because I'm like, this is a kid who actually knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So all the other kids surprised me, but no one surprised me more than Georgie.
Yeah.
That kid was phenomenal.
Kid's like fucking. He looks like to be like 5 years old.
Yeah, he couldn't be any older than like at the most 8.
Yeah, he's fucking tiny.
But yeah, that scene down in the cellar with Georgie and everything, and just.
Yeah, okay, and again, the reason why that's my favorite scare scene is because, again, there's a lot of scenes where, well, not that many scenes that are set up by jump scares, but they all have tension, and there's a couple jump scares in the movie, not many.
This movie keeps you on the edge of your seat,
Yeah,
the entire fucking time. And they have, like, little parts where they'll, like, make jokes and shit.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
It has its moments of levity, which helps.
Oh my god. If the whole movie was nothing but, like, a butt-clenching, like, fiasco.
Pretty much any time the kids were alone, you would like see like maybe a little heartwarming thing, like when Bethany?
Beverly.
I knew it was something like that. When Beverly's reading the little poem that she just got from the chubby kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love him.
You know, she's all smiley. She's all like just so touched by this, and then you hear the fucking music start up.
Yep, and it's like,
and you know something's wrong. Like,
yeah, that's why it's like in this movie, a lot of stuff isn't just a start the music and then jump scare. Like the music builds and it sets up the scare. It adds to the tension.
The movie is so fucking good because it does. It adds this tension and it indicates that you're just like, oh, start clenching them sphincters, boys.
But that's why I love the cellar You'll Float 2 scene, because the setup is all like Bill thinking that he hears his little brother Georgie running around and he's going to all these places.
And you see the jump scare for that scene is you see Georgie run across the kitchen like some fucking ghost scene, and it's like
But that's like, and it's not like, oh god, it's just like a whoa, was that fucking, did I see that? Just like Bill.
Yep.
And so then you see that scene.
Oh,
and
God, I keep
you see,
feeling like I'm gonna turn a corner and there's gonna be a fucking clown.
And you see, he goes down into the cellar where it's flooded, and he's smart enough to not go all the way in. He's like on the last step that's dry.
Like, yeah, he knows something's not.
He knows something isn't right, and he sees Georgie.
And he's
like
hiding.
And he's hiding in the corner, and he has to like talk to him and kind of like egg him out of the corner. It seems like. But then it's like, yeah, Georgie, in the trailer you see it, he starts going, you'll float too, you'll float too, you'll float too. But as he's talking, you see Pennywise's head come up like a fucking shark.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And
I'm not going to be able to pull out of there.
I'm going to take...
Yet.
What?
Or are we going to...
Well, I don't know. Are we going to go to my place and you'll drop her off here? Or...
It's getting real hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the window fog. Well, what are we doing? You decide.
Well,
because I'm going to be coming back this way regardless.
I know, but I got to take my sleeping pills.
Okay.
So I can sleep for the next, 3 double shifts.
Yes.
So I would say we could probably just chill here for a hot sec, finish off the podcast.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, like with me, and then you guys can
come in.
Yeah.
And then you guys can do your little segment. I'm gonna have to roll this down for a minute.
That's fine. We're not moving. But yeah, that's why I love that scare so much, because there's no jump scene, and it's all tension, and then
then he gets chased.
And then he gets chased, which you hate chases.
I've talked about it on the show before, with scary games and stuff, where I hate it and I love it, because it's the one thing, because you know, like I'm not 100% sure. Like I'm not like I'm not scared of clowns, or like I'm not scared of spiders, and I'm not scared of like snakes and stuff. You know, like those kind of things. It's more of like I'm scared of like dying. I'm scared of losing the people I love, like shit like that. But
clowns all the way.
The one thing
Fuck clowns.
I don't know if it like scares me, but it tenses me up is I hate being fucking chased.
Yeah. I would have figured the scene, like, at least the one that would have made you like, oh, I don't like this, was when Finn gets locked in the room and you just see all the clown dolls.
That one fucked with me.
Yeah, because they were clowns.
Like, I had to shut my eyes and plug my ears. That
but you don't like dolls.
I don't. Yeah, when he lifted it up and it was like the coffin and it was him as a doll, I was like, ugh, ew.
I don't like either one.
And then even he was just like, oh, dude. I liked his character a lot because, I mean, his character
has a wise ass.
Yeah, his character has
the
a fucking,
levity.
He has a fucking mouth and shit.
He has the role of levity.
You want to hit him. But there's the moment where he's like, he knows that like shit's around that he hates and he's scared of, like, legitimately. And then you see him, like, he taps, like, one of the clowns. He's like, all right, it's fucking, like, it's
stupid
wood.
Clown.
Stupid. And then he, like, opens up the coffin and it's him. But as a doll, and he's like, ah. Come on. Like, it's that moment of like, really? And then he closes it and then Pennywise shows up and he's like, oh, there's the scare. There's the real
real scare.
There was one little part that I thought was really cool. It was a little doll off to the side. You could not see it very well. Dressed exactly the same way with the exact same wig as the Tim.
Yeah, I did see him. And just to make sure when I was reading trivia, I was like, that was him, right? And he was in the trivia and it was totally him. I was like, fuck yes. I kind of wish
when
that
the kid broke his arm.
Oh, that fucking.
Like you could see it, and then they fucking like snap it back into place and shit.
Oh no, it wasn't that. It was the fucking clown climbing out of the.
Yeah,
fridge.
when he like turns his body and shit.
I don't like that contortiony stuff. Like.
Yeah, you're not a fan of that.
I'm not a fan of that.
Do that.
It's like that's not how bodies work.
Yeah,
sir.
I hate the grudge because of how she moves. I hate that. Oh, deleted.
Sound too.
Yep. Oh, I hate this. I hate everything about it. Stop it. I not only that, but I hate like when bodies are morphed in a way that they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like that ain't right.
It makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's gross. And it adds to that fear because you know that like your brain makes that connection of like that's not natural.
Yep.
And to add to the scares, because we've been talking about Pennywise, but the bully kid was legitimately scary too.
Oh yeah.
Because he was just a fucking psycho. Like
he
wanted to murder these kids.
Yeah.
He kills his own dad in the fucking movie.
Yep.
Puts a knife against his throat while he's sleeping and
he starts carving into the fat kid.
Yeah, at one point he like carves an H into the kid's fucking side.
And he's planning on carving the whole name too.
Yeah, it's like this kid's a psycho. Like he was one of the scariest parts of the movie just because he was real type scary. You know what I mean? Like
he's real world scary. Like you have monsters and shit, but like he's like a legit like that could be your neighbor. That could be like a person that you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those like. A bully who's taking it too far, a bully who's losing his fucking mind, a bully who becomes a psycho who's no longer just there to pick on you, but is there to kill you.
Yeah, this kid was insane. I was very happy to see him die in this.
Oh, yeah.
That was satisfying.
Yeah, toss him down a well. And
I kind of wish he like hit him before he fell down the well, but the tackle was good enough.
Yep.
It was beautiful.
Yep, I would have been happy with the. Because he hit him right in the head with a rock at one point. It's like I was going for a brain bash in.
It's like, you fucking psycho! But that would have taken away from like the kids because it would have shown like, oh, they're just as quick to snap and kill somebody.
Yep.
You know?
They're there to defend themselves.
They're there to defend themselves and to get rid of this evil, which is the Pennywise the fucking clown.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was also
that
good.
Scene when it was. I would say it was probably one of the first like chase scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the chubby kid's in the library and he goes downstairs and there's like the guy without the head.
The headless kid.
And he starts chasing him. I was like,
yeah, I didn't like that.
No,
that wasn't right.
No, thank you.
Part of me thought it was kind of.
And then like that's a good like jump scare, but not a jump scare because he's already being chased. And he turns around and all of a sudden it's Pennywise that's chasing him.
And Pennywise goes like, "Hey, egg boy."
Yeah.
And it's just like and he's still being chased, and then he finally bumps into the lady, and she's like, to the librarian lady. She's like, what are you doing down here? And he just fucking nopes on out.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
The one thing I
He should have done when he saw the first fucking egg.
Right? Just like,
Yeah,
what
right.
the fuck?
Just like,
Nope.
oh.
Yeah, the one thing I really didn't like, but it's how it works out in the book and how it's just such a cliche. Don't fucking split up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that they did it to prove a point, like, we are strong together, he will kill us alone.
Mm-hmm.
But when they would split up, god damn it, that made me so...
Well, that was the thing that I was yelling about earlier in this episode, where I was saying, like, it was his idea. It was the main kid's idea. He was like, we cannot split up.
Oh, Georgie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, there's my brother.
Like, oh, there's my... And it was like, god...
And
dude.
it's like they just walked into this room, like they lost one of their friends earlier on, the
They
Jewish
saw
kid.
his face getting sucked on by
Yes.
something.
It was nomming on his face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poor boy.
Thankfully, he was okay.
And the friends were like, we're here for you, you are okay, like, we have you. And then he fucking ditches them. And you're like,
Yeah.
you are a fucking dickbag of a friend. Like,
Right? Like,
not
dude.
only do you go against
Your own rule.
your own... Sorry, for a second, I thought my phone was about to start ringing. Not only do you go against your own rule, your own saying, but you literally just ditched them in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, it's a miracle that they found him.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep.
To find the room, to find Bev, like...
Yeah, because god damn that, like, anytime they split apart, I was like, no. The only one that I excused was like the Jewish kid when he splits off in the sewer because he doesn't know. Like, it's like he turns around at one point and then he turns over and the mind tricks are playing on him and he thinks he's alone, so he probably went off alone without knowing it.
Yeah.
So I was
Well,
like,
and that's a good
that
thing
one's
that
okay.
they do too, because they like use that fear and they use the curiosity to get you away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they did too. Like when the other two boys, like when they were in the room, like in the house,
Yeah.
and the two kept walking into the room because they saw the fucking body, but the other kid like heard his name,
So he turns around.
so he turns around, he's watching, and he knows that something's fucked, but it's that fear of like, oh god, if I turn around, what's gonna get me?
Yeah.
And they like kind of call his name, and they're like, it's time to take your pills and this and that. And he's like, oh shit, like what? And he keeps trying to get the attention of the other two the whole time. It's not like he's
But
not there.
he can't either too. Like he can't. He's so scared he can't even yell for them. He's
Guys, yeah, he's like, guys. And then once he like kind of starts hearing that like the door is closing, that's when he's like, oh shit, because he realized
He's
at
like,
that
oh
moment
fuck, I messed up.
that I have been separated from the group.
I totally thought that kid was dead.
I thought so too.
Like when
Yeah.
his head pops up when our two main boys, the Bill and Finn's character.
I wouldn't call Finn a main boy. I would say
that
it's Bill and the chubby one. Those are our main boys.
Their rival love interests. In my personal opinion, it's like they are the best friend duo.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like those two together get more screen. Our main character is Bill for sure though.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
when they were separated at one point, you see like that kid, the one that's all like he doesn't like disease and stuff. That's his thing. They see his head pop through a mattress and just start spewing this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh
acid in a way
shit,
or
he's
something.
totally dead, isn't he? I thought he was fucking done.
Right, but he was down there. And
But he was
But
down.
there was that part before then though, where like he pulled Pennywise had made him like hallucinate that he was like in the room with all like the clowns and shit, but you don't know that they're like dolls yet.
Yeah.
Like they're all covered by cloths and stuff.
Mhm.
And you see like Eddie, but he looks wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. And then he like ducks out of the way like he's playing a fucking game. It's like that's immediate fucking red flag.
Right, like it's like it's not your buddy. But again, it's that fear, it's that curiosity that like entices you to go and fucking check. And of course, like any horror movie you go in and you watch, you're just like, don't go in the room, like
Yep.
turn around, you dickhole.
Yeah, I nudged Pedro one time. It's like movie logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
of
mean-
course you're gonna follow it. It's like this one, it felt more warranted though, because you're right, they do use like that overall like curiosity and that. But I heard my name, you know.
Yeah, right. Like little whispers here and there that take your attention away from the group, and that's all you need. That's all that he needs.
I did that earlier today. Like I heard you say something. I think you went to go check your mail, and I was looking down. I was reading like Harry Potter trivia, trying to find out who Dumbledore's lover was, and I look up, and you're gone. I'm like, shit, I'm alone.
I didn't even see the movie.
I was like,
Yeah,
where the fuck did you go?
It's super easy where it's like if you get distracted and you're in a group and you like don't say anything or they don't notice that you're getting distracted, one's gonna walk away from the other. It's just a fucking fact.
That's just how it works, and they play it off very well.
Yeah, super fucking well. Like, all the scares are warranted, and it's a pretty scary movie. Like, again,
I'm sleeping with the light on tonight.
I always do because I had a lizard. But I wasn't terrified in the movie theater. Like, I wasn't, like...
I wouldn't say
I wasn't curled up like you two were or shaking. But it was probably the most scared I've been in a movie theater. So I have this little satisfaction of,
no joke.
that was, like...
I had no joke. I just now had my head down on the seat, just like putting some pressure on my head because I have a wee bit of a headache.
Yeah.
And then I look up and there's that branch right behind that car in front of us, and I totally thought it was him for a second. I was like, God, fucking
right. I'm
damn
looking
it.
off to the side for.
You guys are gonna make me walk?
I'll walk with you.
Okay, cool.
I'll walk with
I
you.
wasn't gonna say anything, but then Pedro did.
I'll walk with you.
I was just thinking about that. Where it's like, again, I'm not afraid to be alone, but it makes you feel uncomfortable. Like, I mean, depending on who you are. I'm sure Jake right now would not like to be alone.
I'm probably gonna walk with you guys.
We gotta put the car somewhere safe then.
Oh, jeez. And then like the lights go off, and it's just
like,
us sitting in the fucking
fuck.
dark.
Alright, we gotta be careful right here to make sure we don't fall.
We don't crash into that house. I guess you guys are gonna hear us walking too. We can just keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Fuck it.
Rock it.
We're on a roll.
We are.
Nope.
Do you want me to carry your food for you?
Oh my god.
Actually, no, I have the phone in my hand,
Yeah,
so you
I got
gotta
food.
carry your food.
Oh yeah. Sorry about this. This podcast is all over the fucking place
That's
right
okay.
now.
So was our first one.
So was fucking our first one.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, it's because again, this isn't scripted.
Yeah, it's just us and how we feel and like what's going on.
Oh Jesus! Fuck! I'm falling.
Oh,
I'm good.
okay. We are on the road
I
now.
thought I heard something behind me just now too. Like, thought I heard like a little or some shit.
Well, it's good because this movie, like, makes you play.
It's playing fucking tricks on me. I can already tell you that this is the type of movie. It was scary in the theaters, but I'm gonna be thinking about it later. Yeah. And I'm just gonna be like waking Lenny up at the middle of the night, like, honey, I need cuddles.
Well, and what sucks is like, okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone can hear us walking, but like, to get from like where we just parked to my house is like it's a walk in the dark, a lot of trees
in the woods.
In the woods, like on this dirt road. And
This is like we could probably film Blair Witch Project Part 4.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck it would be right now.
It's like you really can't see all too well.
There's all kinds of potholes where if you're not careful, you'll hurt yourself.
So it just like adds on to like that scare of
I'm
like,
gimpy, so I know I can't run.
oh god, this is a horror. This is how we die. In
This is a fucking setup right now. Where's Ashton Kutcher? I'm gonna get punked.
Could you imagine if Ashton Kutcher, like, dressed as Pennywise, like, jumped out in the middle of the night?
He would
I'd
get
scream like a
fucking
girl.
shot.
And then the second he starts laughing at you like, gotcha, I would kick his ass, and I think both of you would be there with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck yes.
That
But-
shit ain't cool, yo.
Yeah, like, I'm just constantly thinking about it now, like, that shit was fucking scary. Like, it was so, because I wanted to be like, well, I wasn't, yeah. It's like, I wasn't terrified during the movie, but I was pretty fucking close.
Ooh, yes, I was.
Yeah.
See, I think that's how it was. I was, like, the most terrified.
I was right in the middle.
I was scared,
But
not
you were outwardly cool.
outwardly cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I want that on my tombstone.
You were outwardly cool. He was like in a ball on his seat, and I was there like you could see me reacting, but I don't think I got too vocal. I could hear you. There was like the people in front of us too who were being pretty vocal.
Yeah,
they were scared.
They were funny.
They were a lot.
Look, girl. Oh
Oh no! They were funny.
no! Yeah, it was so good. Just like that's something I also like about going to a movie theater, and especially like a scary movie.
Is the experience of everyone else there.
To see how it it's gonna react with other people or to see how. Like, again, like, there's 3 different reactions.
Just in us 3.
Just us 3, let alone, like. Sorry, the door is being opened.
Yes. Which means Sanna will probably leave us soon.
Soon. Depending on if you guys want to just sit still for a hot minute. Not alone outside in the dark.
Oh, God. Everyone was just so...
thing hanging from the floor for a second. I thought it was like a hand.
It's a movie that it does, like, play fucking tricks on you.
It's just so good.
It was so good. Hi.
We're doing good.
Our podcast.
We're doing a podcast.
Thanks for the chicken nuggets, yeah.
There's Veed.
Hi.
You guys know him as Aqua.
Hi.
We saw it.
Oh, how was it?
It was
so
amazing.
good.
Are you gonna go watch it?
I mean, I'm just,
Screwed?
busy. And
I just got over my fear of clowns, so I figured it was time to renew it.
I wish we would have gone when you were still, like, terrified.
He was like a week
It
ago.
wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that's why he
It
wasn't
would
gonna
not
go.
have.
It was just gonna be you and me.
But then I was talking to my mom about it, and she's all like, "Oh, I want to see it so bad," because she's a huge Stephen King fan. And then it's like, okay, now I'm interested, and now I regret it.
I want to.
And now the fear is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just don't want to go by myself.
I'll go with you. I would love to see it again.
You know what? 100%. I'm probably gonna. My coworker Steph, after you left, she was like, "I want to go see it," and I was like, gonna invite her, but I just didn't because like I knew that this is what we'd be doing afterwards.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those like maybe I'll just invite her like, or just be like, "Dude, do you want to go see it with me? Like, want to go like after work or something?"
Yeah.
I would 100% be down to seeing this movie again
And again.
You're on your
and
own.
again.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna let you go to bed
Okay.
so that I can get home.
Yeah. I need a.
Hey, do you want a potato?
I'll take a potato.
Potato.
I'll eat that
I'm trying to
potato.
finish off like my last little bit,
Yeah.
my little segment, and I'm getting interrupted by potatoes.
At least it wasn't a fart this time.
Fair enough.
BadMoon, everybody.
For me, the movie I think is great. I've really thoroughly like enjoyed it and loved it. The acting was fantastic. I love the way that things were shot. I love the music. Like for me, everything about this movie was just a big yes.
Do you have any complaints other than the?
Everything for me was a big
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Do you have any complaints other than the stereotypical because they have to do it in these types of horror movies like stay together?
Yeah. None that I can think of at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll think about it more critically later while I try to ignore everything.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna sit in my bed and be like,
What didn't I like?
What was the thing that he did that was weird?
Yeah.
You know, but honestly, like, I'd give this movie, like, maybe, like, a 9 out of 10 kind of thing. Like,
I would say it's definitely a watch in theaters and then buy.
Yeah, I would buy this movie. I adored it, and I'm gonna fucking watch it again.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully with other people. I want to know what they
yes.
think. Let's see how they, especially
You'll
because
come this weekend.
Okay.
if I invite my buddy Steph, Steph hates clowns, but she also doesn't like horror movies. She's like, they scare her really bad.
That's funny.
But she wants to see this one. She's like,
Yeah.
there's something about that like looks really good. I'm like,
It is really good.
it is really good.
And
So
that's why
maybe
she will deeply regret it.
I'll probably take her
Yeah.
to go see it.
I'll take you.
Okay.
And I'll hear
I'll stay
you
at home.
scream. You'll stay at home playing
All
Zelda.
right.
in
I
Mario
gotta
Kart.
take some sleeping pills. I gotta be well rejuvenated for the next 3 doubles I do.
Yes.
So, good night, brother.
Good night.
Mwah. Love you.
Love you.
Have fun.
Always do.
It's always good seeing you, Jake.
You too, Sanna.
Love you guys.
Night, Veed.
Don't be too scared without me now.
I'm sure I'll be cool.
Oh,
A branch scared you earlier.
Yeah, because it was an illusion of the eye.
Alright, good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Close the door behind you. Here, I got you. I'm holding this door. Hopefully that one's not too loud behind us. Okay, and now we're alone. We're alone, and it's dark, and it's spoopy. Oh, God. This walk is going to be insane. But yeah, just... I'm trying to think of what other things I can say about this movie that aren't just talking in circles anymore because it was just
pretty much anything we say at this point is going to be talking in circles.
yeah. Because again, like I cannot stop gushing over Bill Skarsgård. Fuck, he was good. The kid who played Georgie, fuck, he was incredible. All of our kids were absolutely amazing. No characters felt wasted in this movie. With the exception of like one of the bully kids, because he was just there. He was part of like this kid's posse.
The backwards hat guy?
Yeah, that kid.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to be important. He was there as part of his like fucking entourage.
I almost want to say, because I think the bully kid Henry, I think he killed his two friends.
You think he did?
I think solidly he killed his two friends.
Well, yeah, because in the movie, it shows like as he's killing his dad, there's this show on TV, which if you watch the movie, I'm running out of breath. Which when you watch the movie, anytime Pennywise is about to show up in a house, this show comes on the screen.
Yep.
And it's like this school teacher in front of all these little kids. Oh my god. Fucking inclines.
And he does that thing. I'm sorry, I'm like looking off to the side. I'm like nervous as hell.
No, you're cool.
So, but throughout the movie, Pennywise does this thing. Like something will float. We'll all float.
Yeah.
Whatever. And you hear it in that little movie program.
Yeah. You'll float too.
Yeah. And you'll float too. We'll all float.
We'll all float together.
And you're watching that the first time like, that ain't right.
Yeah, and then it's like you see the TV breaks the fourth wall to the character.
I'm going to do a zombie land real quick.
Okay.
Just for peace of mind.
This is going to be funny. Hello, Georgie.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, in that scene, I kind of putting on a seatbelt. God, this is all over the place. Okay, but yeah, in that scene, right? The TV breaks the fourth wall, and we are fine.
There was like a fly, and it was a flash of white, and I was like, "Fuck!"
But yeah, fucking during this scene, like you hear the teacher like, "We'll all float, and you can float," and then she looks at the camera, I would say. And she looks at the bully kid whose name's Henry, and she's like, "You can kill them, Henry. You can kill all of them. Kill them all, Henry. Kill them all. Kill them all." And then you see Pennywise behind everyone, behind all the kids, behind the teacher, and he's chanting with them, and they all start sounding like him, "Kill them all, kill them all, kill them all." And that's when he kills his dad. So yeah, it would not surprise me if he killed his friend as well.
Yeah.
Just because, again, they play him like he is psychotic in this.
Yeah. Yep. He is the human monster.
As opposed to Pennywise, the
Monster.
nightmare fuel monster.
Yep.
It's kind of like, was it just me, or did you get the same kind of vibes watching Bill Skarsgård, like how good he was? Watching, like, when Heath Ledger did the Joker, it's like, this guy's incredible. You could tell how much of himself he put into it.
Yep.
And as opposed to that, did you ever watch the original, like, Tim Burton Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker? You know how it's like, something that I've read before is like Jack Nicholson's Joker as opposed to Heath Ledger's Joker, a lot of their fundamental difference is that Heath Ledger's Joker just feels like a madman. He has no purpose. He is a tornado. He exists to cause chaos.
Yep.
Versus Jack Nicholson, who has purpose. He has a reason.
He has a mobster.
Yeah, he's a mobster. And he always has like a means to an end, basically. And that's what these two felt like. The bully kid felt like a means to an end because he was just a psycho, while Pennywise is just this unstoppable force.
Yep.
Who is, again, beehole terrifying.
Yep.
Just tighten those sphincters.
Ugh.
And he's so fucking good. You look like you're about to say something because I thought I saw your hand like doing that wind-up thing that you do.
I wasn't even moving, man. I think you're hallucinating now.
It could have been like my hand like twitching a little bit out of my peripheral. To
Oh
where
no,
your
there's a
hand
clown
would
in
be.
the back seat.
Of course there is.
Why, hello, Georgie.
That's more Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like I'm gonna have to watch this movie a couple times because his voice was phenomenal.
It just sounded wrong.
It just sounded, wrong. Like it sounded
Not natural.
like you could tell at points he was trying to be like friendly, quote unquote, like
Falsingly. He's trying to act like somebody you want to be around.
but there's always something off about him.
yeah.
And it's a very intentional thing. It's not like, well, he didn't read the lines right. Like, no, it's a very
No, it's
intentional
Yeah.
choice that he made.
Like
That everything sounds.
The actor is trying to come off as a monster, whilst the monster is trying to act like a person.
Yeah. It's so fucking interesting. And it's so, I don't know, unique, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen, and I know I just mentioned them, but there's a reason for it. I haven't seen, like, this kind of actor-to-character integration since Heath Ledger's Joker.
Absolutely. And it's the same fucking thing. Fucking clowns.
Yep.
What
Oh my
is going
god.
on with this?
It's they probably just had like a tiny blackout for a second or something that caused these guys to weird out. It's cool.
Yeah, I'll just
Yeah, just treat it like a stop sign.
Yep.
But yeah, you got anything else?
I think we pretty much covered
I
it.
think we
talked
covered
about
it.
Georgie, we talked about Pennywise, we talked about the regular characters. We touched on the rapey dad. But
yeah, but
there wasn't
it's like
there wasn't
that
a whole
was
lot to go with it.
his whole thing was like that was Beverly's fear.
Yeah.
Was her dad.
Yep.
Because yeah, he's abusive. It looks like he's also sexually abusive. Like he works because he's her fear. That's what she's afraid of. Is her dad because of God knows what else he's done to her. Everyone has that fear, and none of them ever come off as like, with the exception of like the Jewish kid being afraid of the painting.
Wasn't it like the original movie? He was afraid of like werewolves or some shit like that. So I'm
don't
glad
remember.
They
I'd have
changed
to
it.
watch it, but everyone else.
I know somebody was afraid of a werewolf.
Yeah, everyone else's felt more profound. They were like deep-seated fears, you know, like, and it wasn't like, oh, well, I'm scared of snakes. Like it was, no, I'm scared. Like my parents burned alive in the room next to me, and I'm afraid of that kind of fate. Because there's also a lot of like race tension in this between the homeschool kid Mike, who was black, and our main bully kid. Yeah, which was just that kid was insane. Good actor. He played it very well.
Yeah.
He was just insane. But yeah, all of their fears were all like soul deep fears. There was no surface fears because it's like that would have been too easy, I guess.
Yeah. Like nothing like I'm scared of snakes or I'm scared of bears or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a deep psychological scarring fear.
The only two I would say that were like different, they weren't as deep seated, were again the Jewish kid with his fear of the painting, and Finn, I can't remember the kid's name, like his character, but him
the
being
one with the glasses.
Yeah, and he was afraid of clowns. He was
Yeah.
the clown phobia, which
Which
worked so that Pennywise could just be Pennywise. He didn't have to morph into something else for the initial scare.
For the chubby kid, that's the one that like I can't think of anything specific.
Yeah, like he was afraid of what he read. Like he was afraid of like the history that had happened in this town. That's why he saw the kid, because when he was looking at the pictures, they were like, we found some fucked up shit. That's not what it said like in the news clippings that he had read in the library, but it was like, we found these 88 kids who were killed in this, like 110 killed in the explosion, 88 of them children. and we found gruesome discoveries, and you could see that one of the kids, his head was in a fucking tree,
Yep.
and that got to him. And then he saw like the burned headless kid.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else because that's still more like.
I am glad they did change the black-haired bully's death. In the original, he got a look at the deadlights, the lights inside of the creature, and was just pulled into a drain.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, like, he actually got eaten.
Yeah. Like, I guess his fear was like he felt guilty about everything, and that's why he saw like all these little kids.
Well,
Maybe?
I think they were it was trying to come off as like the missing people or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like specifically geared against him, or it's because they did gang up on him. That might have been something.
Yeah.
Because like he was always ganging up with his friends against to bully.
Yeah, to bully
kids,
like
so-
the other little kids.
Yeah, so this time Pennywise ganged up on him. Well, quotations. But it was a much more intuitive death. Like, they still had the deadlights, which are a big part of the monster.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they still had them, but I'm glad that they changed his death around.
Yeah. His felt like a death. No one felt as brutal though as fucking Georgie, man. God,
That's why it's my favorite scene, not because I like to see a kid mutilated, but because it affected me that way.
Yeah, it was like that,
it made me uncomfortable.
that scene was brutal. And yeah, it's like he bites off one arm. You don't see him die,
Yeah.
but you don't need
like he bites off one arm to
like
kinda introduce.
you see the damage in
Yeah.
one bite. And the fact that he also feeds off of fear, who knows what else he would have done.
Yep.
And that's the important part. And that's why it works so well, because yeah, fucking God, that scene was, again, so brutal.
Yep.
But so well done. And the kid stays good the whole movie. He's so, yeah, we're going in circles. This movie was phenomenal. I know you said you're not going to buy, you will probably never watch it again. I've redeveloped my clown phobia. Are you going to watch Chapter 2 with us when it comes out?
Unfortunately, probably yes.
And who knows when that's going to come out.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm buying this the minute I get it. This is not like a wait for it to drop on Netflix or rent it for $3 on Amazon. No, like this is if you have the tech to do it, this is a buy it on 4K Blu-ray to watch it in all of its 4K HDR goodness with a fucking sound system around you.
Yep.
It is just that good. In my opinion, I have not seen a legitimately good horror movie like this since maybe The Babadook.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That one's phenomenal. I like horror movies that are more than just horror movies, and this was more. It made you think, it made you feel. And yeah, it's just so good. So fucking good. I don't know what else to say. I'm your buddy WolfmanPedro.
And this is Jake the Snake.
We will see you guys next time, and hopefully I don't shit my pants because I see like a light at the corner of my eye, one of these fucking road reflectors, and I think it's our fucking boy. Yeah. You like that?
It wasn't the Pennywise laugh, so
No.
I'm good.
It was different.
Well,
Bye, everybody.
bye.